Two students hit by a car while walking to school remain in the hospital tonight. The crash taking place at the busy intersection of Elizabeth Avenue and South Glenburnie Road in New Bern this morning. Our Chris Young spent most of the day there, and it's where we find him now. And Chris, this is a troubling issue.
Val, here at the intersection of South Glenburnie Road and Elizabeth Avenue, students, parents, and neighbors walk along these roads regularly, but safety has been a long-time concern. Just before 8 Monday morning, two students heading to HJ MacDonald Middle School were struck by a car just a short walk away from their school. The students were taken to Carolina East Medical Center, and authorities say they're in stable condition. The driver, 45-year-old Tutu Win, was charged with failure to yield a right-of-way with serious injury. And nearby residents say this isn't the first time something like that has happened.
The people that make left turns off of Glenburnie onto Elizabeth Avenue are constantly gunning the light.
Kristen Ross lives in the area, and she went over some possible solutions, like making the crosswalks more noticeable. But she says it's more important that drivers and pedestrians are constantly alert.
We really just have to make sure that everyone's paying attention, because there's plenty of kids walking and activities happening at the middle school that aren't necessarily just middle school children.
Officer Rashad Russell operates traffic throughout the city of New Bern, and while this intersection is maintained by the DOT, he gave me some tips for both drivers and pedestrians.
For pedestrians, I would say to make sure you're being aware of your surroundings, making sure you look both ways before you cross the street, and only cross at appropriate intersections and when it's safe to do so. For drivers, the same thing. You have to yield to the pedestrians first, and then you can proceed with what you're doing. But to keep your head on a swivel and be aware that they're out here.
Kristen says this tree line behind me makes it really hard for drivers to see pedestrians, and it coincides with the investigation as officers say visibility played a big part in the accident. Live in New Bern, I'm Chris Young with News 12.